Hi, my name is James with British Customs. Today we're going to be working on our tribute dirt bike. This is a fuel-injected Bonneville and was originally started out as a tribute to Eddie Mulder's Pike Peak bike, which is why we had the gray frame. So we started out there, and then we decided that we wanted to build that bike with a carbureted bike instead of a fuel-injected bike. So we scratched that whole idea and started on another bike for that, and we started working on this. So some of the things we've done on this bike, we got the Pro Taper bars with our custom triple trees, and we put a Moto Gadget M-Tri to get rid of the gauges. We have oil and frame down tubes here going right into the frame, pretty cool. The drag pipes, we've done a lot of testing on the drag pipes on this bike. Super cool feature on this bike is this gas tank, which looks like a nice aluminum gas tank, but it's actually the stock tank, and it's ceramic coated and then highly polished, and it looks great. It just looks like a total aluminum tank. Then when we get back here, we got a one-off tail section, all handmade. Another thing we had was the suspension, which was dialed in by Pierre at Works Performance back in the day. So this bike has high-performance cams in it. The fuel injection has been tuned with Power Commander on the dyno, and this bike has been to hell and back. It's been raced every which way and jumped and crashed and you name it, and it survives. So it's still here, and it's going to be here for a long time. The last person to ride it was Supercross racer Stank Dog.
The British Customs Triumph. The suspension handles great. It really feels good when you're standing up and riding the bike. Out there in the rough, the sand, we caught a little bit of air. You'd think that it would be kind of rear end, a little wishy-washy. It didn't do none of that.
So now we're going to be setting this bike back up as a street tracker for 14-year-old Red Bull athlete Kelana Humphrey. We're going to be putting 19-inch wheels from W on here, front and rear. And one of the bigger changes we're going to do is get rid of this tail section, and we're going to put a mule tail section on it, because we don't want anything to happen to this while he's racing it. And we're going to be doing some other modifications too, a little bit different from the way it used to be. So right now it's a good time while the wheel is out. You can get in here and really clean in spots that you can't normally get to, so I like to do that. This bike really needs a lot of cleaning. There's a lot of dirt from previous rides and stuff, and just hasn't gotten in there and gotten a good cleaning. I like to use stuff like this, like pig spit. It helps loosen up the dirt. Doesn't really hurt anything. You don't have to worry about getting it on anything. There are some cleaners that can damage certain finishes and everything, so you want to look into that. Some cleaners that are not good for O-rings on the chain. So you need to make sure that you're using a cleaner and a detailer that's good for the finishes you have on the bike. Some detailers, like this is a detail spray, but it also works in cleaning because it helps loosen things up. Some detailers won't clean a damn thing, you know, so you might have to clean it first, then use detail. I don't like using power washers on the bike. Yeah, it makes it really quick, easy work out of it. But you're getting water into spots that you can't get dry, and then later on that causes problems. It gets rust into areas that you can't clean out. You have electrical components that are filled with muck like that and everything, you need to clean them out. You need a good contact cleaner. You don't want to do this on a live circuit, so if there's power running to it, you need to just unhook your battery. If it's a constant power wire, make sure it's dry before you go turning everything on. You don't want to ground anything out. Something this bad helps the spray from the back, so you can force the gunk out rather than forcing it deeper into it. If you have a blowgun, that'll help you blow it out too, but you don't want to blow it in because you'll just be forcing it right into the contact. So we have this seat here that It's an old seat that we made out of fiberglass. It's an old flat track style seat. Pretty cool. We're thinking about maybe bringing this back. Gonna be a problem for this seat to work, so. It's gonna take a little bit for it to work. Looks like this loop's coming off too. So to make this a little easier, we're gonna use one of our airbox kits. And we're gonna use the battery that we had in here was a Shirai, one of those smaller lithium batteries. And that'll allow us to take all this stuff and move it down into the battery box. We're just gonna cut this little, I guess you would call that a fender of sorts. Just cut that off for a cleaner look. So we got everything out of there. Looks like it's gonna fit well. We just have to trim down the one screw in there. We don't like the way this looks coming out of here, so we're gonna cut it off right about here. That's it for the seat. Okay, that's it. It's all buttoned up. Changed out the wheels to 19s. Did a sprocket cover, changed out the seat. Not any huge changes overall, but it's definitely going to change the rider position. And with these wheels on, it's going to feel totally different. So let's see how it does on the track.